If you don't listen to me, we're getting a divorce, he threatens. I don't need a husband so selfish. I'm faced with the option of divorce that my husband, Nathan, brought up. He looks at me smugly, thinking he has won. And here I am, uncertain of what the future holds. My name is Linda. I'm 35, married to Nathan 5 years ago, and we live together. We've wanted kids, but haven't been blessed with any yet. We considered fertility treatments but decided to leave it to nature per Nathan's wishes. If it doesn't happen, then living as a couple is a life too. Nathan said, which was somewhat comforting. After we married, his parents passed away one after another. Busy as we were, there was no time for treatments. Truth be told, Nathan is an old-fashioned patriarch. We were originally boss and junior colleague at the company. In front of relatives, he'd casually call me his foolish wife and wouldn't hesitate to severely scold me for any mishaps. Since a hierarchy was established before marriage, it continued after we became husband and wife. This might make him sound terrible, but he has his kind moments. Back when I was his junior colleague, he provided precise advice and guidance during work mistakes or difficulties and also showed appreciation for hard work. Above all, he was the one who encouraged me when I was down after my beloved grandfather passed away. Then we started dating and got married. Now, I have left my job and am a full-time housewife. Hey, Linda, I'm home. I missed you. Today, Nathan returns home past 9 p.m. as usual. Given his managerial role, the workload is heavy and he almost always works overtime. It was late again today. You must be tired. I pick up his discarded shirt and socks as I talk to him. He sits slumped on the sofa, saying nothing. This is routine for him. He must be really tired. I start preparing dinner so that it's ready for him to eat immediately. Once I finish serving the food and cutlery, he silently begins to eat. He finishes eating in just over 10 minutes and then heads towards the bathroom. I prepare a bath towel and underwear, and then start cleaning up after dinner. After his bath, he heads straight to the bedroom. Nathan has always been a man of few words, but lately, perhaps due to his promotion, his fatigue seems to have accumulated. In the last year or so, there has been hardly any conversation between us. But I trust and love him. After all, he was the one who helped me when I was at my lowest. I lost my father in middle school and my mother in my first year of high school. Afterward, I was taken in and raised by my grandfather. He adored and raised me as if I were his own daughter. I loved my kind and warm grandfather dearly. I wanted to repay my grandfather in many ways once I started working. With that in mind, after getting a job, I saved money to take him on trips and to enjoy delicious meals together. The time I spent with him was delightful, and I wished he would stay healthy forever. However, 3 years after I started working, my grandfather passed away from lung cancer. I became literally alone in the world. I knew I would have to part with him someday, but I never expected it to be so soon. I wished I could have done more to show my gratitude to my grandfather. I wanted to spend more time with him. I was so sad, spending my nights crying. It was Nathan, my boss at the time, who noticed the change in me. He listened to me compassionately and told me, it must have been tough. You've done well. I was really glad he was my boss. Nathan, usually strict and intimidating, was kind with his words then. I'm sure he's genuinely a kind person. I know this. That's why I want to keep supporting him in the future too. I feel committed to this thought. Then, on a certain afternoon when we were off, the home phone rang. Hello? Oh, Linda. It's me. It was Nathan's brother, Sean, on the phone. Oh, it's been a while. What's up? Just need to talk to Nathan, is he around? Yes, just a moment. I called out to Nathan lounging in the living room. There's a call for you. As expected, there is no response. Nathan silently takes the receiver. Hello, hey, how are you? What's up? His face, previously sullen, lights up as soon as he takes his brother's call. Sean is 15 years younger than Nathan. Because of the significant age gap, Nathan is very fond of his younger brother. I've heard Sean recently married a wonderful woman and was living a fulfilling life, but what could have happened? What? Really? Are you okay? Nathan's tone changes dramatically to a serious one. What on earth could it be? Right. If you're in trouble, remember you can tell me anything. I'm your brother, after all. Nathan ends the call with those words. What happened? Is something wrong? Sean has apparently been laid off. Laid off. I am shocked. I never expected such a thing. Yeah, I heard the company was struggling, but I didn't expect him to be laid off. Nathan sits down on a chair, looking dejected. I couldn't hide my shock either. Sean's personality is the complete opposite of Nathan's. He's kind and gentle, always humble. He respects me as his sister-in-law, and when Nathan insulted me in front of relatives, Sean would defend me, saying, "Nathan, don't say such things. It's unfair to Linda," and apologize to me, "Sorry, Linda." His attitude is terrible. Sean's wife is a similar kind of person, and I had a good impression of the couple. That such a person was laid off. I start thinking about what I could do for Sean and his wife. I want to help them, support them in any way possible. That is my sole intention. Hey, Nathan, is there anything I can do to help? Nathan looks at me sharply. What do you mean by something? I mean, maybe there's something we can do to cheer Sean up a little? Nathan sighs at my words. You really are hopeless. You wouldn't understand being out of the workforce and all, but this is the hardest time for him. And you think you can just casually ask if there's something we can do? Stay out of it, you're an outsider. His aggressive attitude leaves me taken aback. What I thought was a gesture of goodwill seems to have infuriated him. Outsider? Aren't I part of the family too? I say to Nathan, almost pleadingly. Family? You're my wife, not related to my brother. Irrelevant. Outsider. His words pierce my heart. Never before has Nathan been so aggressive. The layoff must have hit him harder than I thought. But still, there are things you should and shouldn't say. Just don't do anything unnecessary. He says and then walks out. From then on, Nathan becomes even more domineering towards me. What's this food? Learn something from Sean's wife, will you? What have you been doing at home all day? Sean's wife keeps herself neat and does all the housework even when she's home. I have never seen such an unreasonable side of Nathan. What on earth happened? Enough already. What's gotten into you? Even I have to talk back to Nathan. Shut up. Everything is a mess because of you. Nathan starts spouting things that make no sense. There's no reasoning with him. Soon, we stop having conversations, not even making eye contact, and the gap between us only grows. Gradually, I begin to question our relationship. Then, one day, Nathan has been organizing things from the morning. Like a major cleanup, he is sorting out what is needed and what isn't, continually increasing the trash bags. I wonder what he is doing. But recently, our relationship has grown so cold. Lacking the energy to initiate conversation, I don't say anything about his actions. Yet, unusually, Nathan speaks to me. Hey, what are you doing? Get ready too. Huh? Ready for what? We're moving. I'm giving this house to Sean and his wife. What are you talking about? It turns out that Nathan has decided to hand over our house, where we live, to Sean and his wife who are struggling after the layoff. Wait a minute, why are you deciding this all by yourself? Shut up. Don't you dare defy me. Nathan shouts at me angrily. But I don't back down. Didn't you yourself say that we should do something for my brother? That's a different matter. And where exactly are we supposed to live if we give this place up? We can think about that later. Right now, Sean needs help, and it's my duty to support him as a brother. Nathan is going ahead with his own plans. Surely, Sean wouldn't want us to leave our home just to accommodate him. So why? As I look at Nathan with suspicion, he hands me something. If you're going to talk back that much, you're no longer needed. Let's get a divorce, and get out right now. He throws a completed divorce oath at me. I never imagined he would bring up divorce. I'm stunned by Nathan's unexpected action. But strangely, it feels right. I don't feel like we can go on as a couple anymore. Maybe this is a good opportunity. I pick up the divorce oath from the floor and silently start filling it out. Nathan looks at me with a smug face. His face seems so ludicrous that I almost burst out laughing. And once I finish filling out the divorce oath, I confront Nathan. This house isn't yours, right? Huh? This is the house I spent time in with my grandfather, and the land belonged to him too. I inherited both, remember? When I say this, now it's Nathan who looks stunned. How are you planning to hand it over when it's in my name? Tell me, how? I press him for an answer. Well. I mean. Nathan suddenly becomes flustered. Did you forget? Before we got married, you moved into my house to save on rent. And since the house and land are in my name, I've been paying the property tax every year and you haven't contributed a penny. That. Well, never mind that now. Once this oath is completed, we're divorced and effectively strangers. Wait a minute. Let's calm down. Calm down? That should be my line. How can you just hand out a divorce oath so easily? How selfish can you be? I can't believe it. I unleash all the pent-up frustration I've been holding back. I loved Nathan, and I thought he loved me. But perhaps that was a misunderstanding. I never imagined our marriage would end so abruptly. Linda, wait, there's been a misunderstanding. Let's talk. Talk about what? You're the one who brought up divorce first, right? I'm done with you. With that, I securely store the completed divorce oath. Today is a holiday, so I'll submit it first thing tomorrow morning. Nathan lies prostrate on the floor in a daze. It can't be, he mutters incoherently. Without any sympathy, I firmly tell him. This is my house. Please leave immediately. Once this oath is completed, we're strangers. I can't live under the same roof with a stranger. Nathan keeps resisting until the last moment, but I don't waver. After all, we're strangers now. There's no need for pity. Even as Nathan cries and clings to me, I feel nothing. And then, Nathan reluctantly leaves the house. The news of our divorce quickly spreads throughout Nathan's company. Apparently, he is soon ostracized at work. The cause of the divorce and Nathan's behavior throughout our marriage are detailed in rumors, and he seems to have lost his place in the company. I wonder who is spreading those rumors. I just told his colleagues what they asked, nothing more. Then, about half a year after the divorce, on my way back from the real estate agent, I encounter someone I didn't want to meet. It's Nathan. Well, my ex-husband now. It's as if he had been waiting for me to come out of the real estate agent. It feels disturbing. Even when I try to ignore him, Nathan keeps following me. Finally, out of frustration, I decide to talk to him. Enough already. If you have something to say it quickly. Linda, I've always hated you. What? I'm stunned by his sudden declaration. Apparently, Nathan has blamed me for his brother's layoff. Why do you think it's my fault? Ever since we got married, bad things kept happening, didn't they? Indeed, since we got married, Nathan's parents passed away, and Nathan got injured among other things. But his father had been hospitalized before our marriage, and his mother had always been frail. Moreover, Nathan's injury was a result of him tripping over a curb while drunk, breaking his wrist, a self-inflicted wound. Yet, in his mind, I am the harbinger of misfortune. So, you've been hating me all this time, thinking I'm the cause of all the misfortune? Even though I thought you were just awkward. You were actually just hating me. I am just astonished at Nathan. Blaming others for his own problems, how incredibly selfish. And without any basis. It's a wonder how such a person has managed to be a manager at a company. I worry about his junior colleagues, possibly being unfairly criticized for no reason. When did the dependable boss I knew become like this? And I feel a bit pathetic for having married such a person. But, even after divorcing you, bad things kept happening to me. Like what? As I ask, Nathan rolls up his sleeve. His skin, scarred and painful looking from burns, is exposed. Actually, my apartment caught fire 3 months ago. That's not all. I keep losing my wallet, making mistakes at work. And now, my brother has gone cold, not even contacting me recently. So, his misfortune continues even after our separation. Well, of course. Frankly, hearing this doesn't make me feel sorry or pity him. Because it's all due to the consequences of his own actions, it has nothing to do with me. Please, Linda, come back to me. I can't do it without you, okay? We've been through so much as a couple. And I took care of you when you were working, right? And I helped you a lot when your grandfather died, didn't I? I feel disgusted by the man in front of me trying to guilt-trip me. All your misfortune is your own doing, isn't it? Why don't you take a hard look at yourself? And get rid of your habit of blaming others for everything. With that, I leave Nathan behind. Linda. Wait, Linda. Linda. Nathan calls my name, trying to hold me back. Ignoring him, I disappear into the crowd as if I'm a stranger. In fact, about a week after we divorced, I receive a call from Nathan's brother. Well, he's now my ex-brother-in-law. Hello, Linda. It's about my brother. According to what my ex-brother-in-law tells me, the decision to give their house to him was solely Nathan's unilateral decision. He and his wife know nothing about it. Nathan has always been boastful, so I've always been worried about him. The way he treated you was terrible, and as his wife, it was hard for me to watch. He's truly a kind person. I wonder how two brothers can be so different. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but I think it's good that you divorced. I want you to be happy, Linda. Thank you, I'm glad to hear you say that. Then he tells me he found a job quickly and seems to be managing okay. I'm genuinely relieved. I've decided to keep my distance from my brother. He must have his reasons for saying this. He intends to gradually lose touch with his brother, my ex-husband. This explains why Nathan can't get in touch with his brother anymore. Divorced from his wife and estranged from his beloved brother, Nathan has truly become alone. I hope he realizes the gravity of his mistakes someday. But before that, I need to disappear from his life. On the day I ran into Nathan, I was signing a contract with a real estate agent to rent out the house I inherited from my grandfather. The house is too big for just me. But I can't let go of the house filled with memories of my grandfather. If anything, I'd rather have someone who wants to live there enjoy it. I'll change my phone number and move to a new place, completely cutting ties with Nathan. I'm only 35 years old. There's still so much life ahead of me.